Hi guys, in this video I'm going to explain you how you can get started with your pop art project, okay? So I already have here something traced. I did something very simple just for the explanation, but remember the expectations for you are higher. I created first the elements, okay? In Romero's Brito's artwork, you can see that he has main shapes, which then they are divided by these lines, and each one of those divisions gets filled with a different pattern with bright and bold colors, okay? So that's what I did. I have my main shape, which is a tulip, and then I use the pen tool to divide the artboard or the artwork. Another thing that you need to remember is that if you're going to divide this with the shape builder tool, you need to make sure that all your paths are intersected so we can actually have those separations. Another thing that I have here is the colors that I'm going to use and some elements to create my patterns. I only created four because of time reasons, but you can create more. The point here is that you need to set up your document before you get started. You need to identify the objects or the shapes that you are going to do and trace them. You also need to have your colors, and if you can, create swatches of the colors, okay? Another thing that you need to have is the elements, so you can create the patterns. You can create the patterns first and then do the artwork. That's up to you, but this is how I'm getting organized, okay? You need to plan your project before you jump into Illustrator and start doing random stuff. How do you do the swatches? If you remember, you click on one of the colors that you already have, and on the appearance panel or the swatches panel, just click the plus button and you create all your swatches, okay? You can do that. So after you do that, we are going to divide this shape with the shape builder tool. Before you start clicking, you have to make sure that actually all the elements are separated, okay? Again, before you start clicking. If you notice here, I want, this is one separation. If you want, in this case, for this part to be separated, then you need to move the anchor points. In my case, I want this part and this part to be the same. So if you're happy with all the shapes, then you just need to start clicking, okay? I'm just going to fix one point over here because I do want a separation in this part, okay? So you grab all your shapes. I created a rectangle as well, okay? So I'm going to grab all my shapes with the shape builder tool. I'm going to start clicking. We already know how to do that, right? So really fast, you start clicking, you have all your shapes. You will also need to create your patterns, okay? How do you create the patterns? You create your object, you group the object, then you go to Object, Menu, Pattern, and Make, okay? Here, you are going to change the pattern options according to your like. You can also change the width and the height to separate that, that pattern brick by row. That's up to you, okay? Once you're done, you just click done, and you're going to repeat the process with all your patterns, okay? In here, I want hex by column, and I also want more separation for my dot pattern, and so on. Then you are going to pick or to choose one of the shapes that you created, okay? You have to go to the appearance panel because you want two layers. One layer will be the fill of, like the color fill of your shape. I'm going to choose pink. And then the second fill layer will be the pattern, okay? I'm going to choose the orange or the dots. That's how you are going to fill each one of these shapes, okay? You pick another one that you created. You go to the appearance panel. Now you choose a different fill color, and the second fill layer will be filled out again with your pattern, okay? I'm going to change this one because it's the same color. Let me pick one blue, one of those that I have there, okay? So I can change the pattern to the orange. That's how you're going to create your Romero Brito's artwork. Another thing that you need to know is that this type of pop art is identified because the strokes are thick. Okay, so at the end, you can play with the properties of the stroke. You can make them very intense. You can also change the corners and the caps to make them rounded. Okay, and if there are some parts that you want to make even thicker, then you just select that part and you can play with the strokes of your work. Okay, that's it. This is the entire work. Remember again that the expectations for you are higher. You need to have more elements. You need to have more separations and of course more patterns and that. But this is how you can start getting organized with this work.